This thing is very high.
Yeah.
Yes, you can show me.
No, it's very good.
It's a good thing.
Don't you have mic stands?
Oh, do, but only one.
You know they cost like about $50.
Fucking
No.
tell those
No.
those buggers that own us there.
Yeah, funny comments.
Next time.
No, it's cool.
I'll pitch it this one.
No, don't get this.
Someone's like, this is really good.
Larry Jones. Larry Jones is bad luck with the Simpsons.
I've got 22 minutes of it.
Thank you.
So you've got Springboks, you've got a lot of Springboks, is that right? And then when you expose to the place, I was like, okay. People say we didn't have it. And you can't put like, but I know, right? Individual places. You put a big light on the table, goes over the laptop, that's even worse. Guys, this is not great. Yes. And that's just like, yeah. Something new, right?
It's never not.
Yeah, it's not like the 7 days,
Thomas het ook al een laaste 3 seizoenen 85 minuten. Zeker daarom voorspel ik super goed.
And then they started as well.
I'll take most of the questions, don't worry. Almost as bad as I got. Almost as bad as I got. Oops. Don't worry.
Okay, good evening guys. Springbok coach Rasmus, captain Kolisi. We'll start off with English, then we're going to go to Afrikaans and Xhosa. So please just bear in mind also first 7 minutes open to vloggers. After that, cameras off. Right, Mike.
Rassie, 22-0 up and 38 points. Your thoughts as to what happened?
Yeah, I must be honest, that's probably one of the most embarrassing press conferences I've done in a while. And not because we were awful, but they were really good. And I don't want to put the old cliche out there, credit to them. You know, they were good, but we made them better with our performance. You know, to be 20-0 up, we did the same against Italy. You know, 27-3 up, and then we let teams back in. You know, we can find excuses there, but at the end of the day, they gutsed it out. You know, they had a few injuries when Skelton and Pete went off, and you know, we had 1 or 2 injuries. But yes, we gave them 1 or 2 soft tries with an intercept here, and we were almost scoring, and then they scored from a pass from Handré. So, but overall, they were just better than us on the day in most departments. We didn't scrum them. They beat us in the lineouts. We, for the first 25 minutes, I thought we were really good at the breakdown. But after that, when Sia got injured and Marco had to go for HIA, they bullied us at the breakdown. Yeah, so I can just sit there and say, listen, they beat us in most departments. And yeah, we as coaches got it terribly wrong. And we have to look first at ourselves before we point fingers at the players. And we know from now till next Saturday we're going to take a lot of flack. But when we take the credit when we're doing well, and then now we must take the flack when we're doing badly. And I'm not saying it with a smile because I'm happy. I'm saying it with a smile because that's the reality of rugby. And yeah, we're very disappointed, and we are feeling bad for our supporters, and we're feeling bad for our players, and overall for what we produced today on the field. We are very disappointed.
Rassie, you said a few players might pitch next week. Could we perhaps see a few changes for next week's game?
We actually already picked next week's team, you know. But we've always said, you know, if we lose momentum, we'll not play well, and we did both. We lost momentum and we played badly, you know. So the players actually know who's the team who's going to play next week. But we had a chat now in the change room, and that team will probably change a little bit because, you know, we want to get the Ethan Hookers in, we want to get a Kane in the start, we want to get a Krappies and so on to start. But you know, we'll have to rethink it. I don't think they tactically just outsmarted us. I think they also physically dominated us. And you know, not the worrying thing, but the interesting thing is the longer the game went on, you know, they're supposed to struggle at altitude, but it just shows what Joe is building there, and we were always nervous about that. That he's getting a bunch of guys to really believe in each other. They got stronger as the game went on, and then we made a few errors. So yes, next week's team internally was announced, but we'll review tonight. We won't go to bed really early. You know, the saddest thing is, you know, 5 points for them. We didn't even fight back to take the bonus point away. You know, so currently we're on 0 points. They're on 5. We'll see what happens between New Zealand and Argentina. Yeah, so listen, man, I can butter this up to sound cool and you know, respectful, but we did just really dog shit on the day.
Rassie, just after, even though they scored early, you guys just in control. Would you say that you maybe overplayed your hand in some of those attacks?
Yeah, look. Grant had so many breaks where he just almost got away, and Mane had so many breaks where he almost got away. You know, the same with Edwell, and that changes games. But then you also have to realize somewhere in the game we're quite not getting it. So then you must don't. Well, I'm not saying that this is the answer, but I think their kick to ruck ratio was. I think we only kicked, 9 kicks in the second half, where their kick to ruck ratio was really turning us around. And I guess the players on the day felt, look, we're 22-0 up and there's lots of space, let's take a chance. And that's coaching. That's us, you know, telling the guys, you know, let's still build the innings. You know, 22-0 is not winning a game. It's actually losing a game at the end by almost 20 points. So there's a lot, I want to say learnings, because I know you guys get frustrated when you say learnings. But it was a bad loss in a bad way. Not against a bad team, but and we didn't have fight right till the end, and that's not what we want to give South Africa. You know, we there was a stage where I felt our heads were dropping and our shoulders were slumping, and that was part of the disappointment. But we had a quick chat now there, and everybody's very disappointed. That won't change anything in how you guys see the game and how the supporters will feel. But tactically, yes, yeah, we totally overplayed. Every single time we thought something was on, and then intercept pass or knock on. So yeah, 100% right.
Rassie, you've spoken about it, but it feels like there's a bit of a trend creeping in. You know, this is not just the one-off that you mentioned the performances, and does that concern you that you're not getting that right?
It does. It does, you know, Damien and Cheslin would have been picked, but they were injured, and they're only ready next week, you know. So, you know, having Edwell in with Handré there, you know, it's not like they haven't played together. And Cheslin is a seasoned campaigner, you know. I think Fassi and Damien is struggling a little bit with confidence, you know, just making the right decisions. But that's not to say they're bad rugby players. They must just find their feet. It is concerning, you know, 22-0 up. You might even lose a test match, but not by 20 points, you know. So it's very concerning, and it's something we have to fix. You know, we lost a few lineouts with sometimes just bad throws, sometimes timing, sometimes the wrong call, and we had 3 weeks to prepare for the game. So I can sit here and give excuses, but well, I must point the finger straight at me, because I really thought we were well prepared for this game. And the effort maybe showed it, but the accuracy and the precision was not there.
Coach, I hear everyone is calling you Rassie, your first name. I respect you, sir. I just wanted to ask, you said just right before you made your statement, you said that you as coaches are taking the blame. So does this really mean that you're trying to say that not only the players might be to blame in terms of if a certain player, certain structures of your game plan doesn't work out, which means you guys are also sort of in the chopping block? Because if you say now that you guys are to blame, so we played a side which is going to be hosting the 2027 World Cup. Is there future outside the bomb squad when you say that you guys may have failed in terms of executing your plans, or is it just about the players?
No, we didn't have a bomb squad today. We played 5-3 split like them, so there wasn't a bomb squad. No, 100%. When a team loses by that, the coaches must be on the chopping block, and the coaches must be under pressure. I mean, it's not the first time that has happened in our careers, and I don't care if the headlines tomorrow say that. I'm pretty sure that's why you record that and want to hear that. You know, we've been in similar situations where we've lost with big margins against Australia, and then we had to go and beat New Zealand. We terribly want to win the rugby championship. I don't think it's over and done and dusted. I think a lot of things can still happen. But no, 100%. I mean, a player doesn't go and play there just by his own devices and just do what he wants to do. You know, we kind of guide them and pick the team selection, and then when the result doesn't go your way, you know, maybe combinations was wrong, maybe plans was wrong, and maybe the halftime talk was terrible. You know, when you're 22, I think it was 7 then, and they scored in 4 minutes 3 tries, and then in 6 minutes another 3 tries. So, and I'm not smiling while I'm saying that. It's more embarrassed smile, if I can call it that way.
Vloggers off, and then Ross and Vata, and then we can go to Afrikaans and Xhosa.
Sia, I know you weren't on the field for the whole game. You know, you went off early in the second half. What was sort of the feeling amongst the players there? Because you guys looked really fired up in that first 20 minutes, and then you guys sort of went flat, and you just couldn't seem to get yourselves up again. So, what happened there? And then, how do you guys now pick yourselves up over the rest of the week for over next week for the second one?
Yeah, I think we started off well, like we all said earlier, and I think the hard thing is everything that we said they were going to do, they did. We worked hard. After we were leading by 20 points, got to the 22, we lose the ball on the breakdown, you know, and they get a penalty, and some of the mistakes that we made, and then obviously, as the game went, it looked like they had more energy than us. They didn't go away, and that is one of the hardest things because we've been here for 3 weeks, so that's why it's so difficult for us as a group, and for us, we can't cry about it, but we are disappointed, we are hurting. We're going to go and watch the game and then hear the plans from the coaches, and lift ourselves up, and whatever criticism we get, we deserve it. Like when we do well and we get all the praises, it's also the same. So we're going to lift our heads up, but tonight stay on the low and then start working next week.
Sia, we heard how hard you guys trained those 3 weeks, and everyone said it was exceptional.
Yeah.
Did you feel tonight that maybe you guys were tired? Did you feel it in your bodies, or
no?
Did you also feel at altitude? Did you feel different?
No, we felt fine. You know, when you attack over and over and you get to the 22 and someone steals the ball, that takes your energy. Mm-hmm. It's not because you're tired. It's just, you know, missing a step. I can never make an excuse like that because we felt fine throughout the whole game. It's just that when we wanted to dominate the scrum or also get the penalty, we dominate, kick out, and then they win the line-out. That takes your energy away. It's not being tired from training. I can't make an excuse like that. That would be unacceptable for me. But when you lose a line-out, when you don't get the scrum penalty and then they steal the ball just before you get to the try line, that makes it difficult. So it's not physically being tired, no.
Which they managed the game well in that respect, taking the altitude factor away by building a few phases, and then they get a 20-second rest by not illegal, great steals. They had awesome steals, and then we have to almost regroup and find our momentum again in the line-out, and they get their rest and they recover at altitude. So it's very clever. Joe's a great coach.
Afrikaans en Xhosa? Handré?
Xhosa.
En dan daar, en dan... Yeah, kan you show a question first, so wait later.
Okay, man, I might be discussing namhlanje.
Sure.
Lithatha phi yekephi emva komdlalo nje abantu bazaphambili bafanele kwalidlali. Lithatha phi yekephi ebikhane ngalelo bamhlapha ngagcola ngemali namhlanje.
No, ayikho yenzeke from into zingaphandle into bisemachine lento bendiyithanda uyithetha ngoku. Sisebenzile sawenza umsebenzi wethu kula first 20 minutes, and then emva koko Australia khangilala yalo more and more, and then thina amaphutha senziweyo asibuyisele ubona usebenze xa uqala kumhlaba wakho xa ungena umhlaba wakho ku 22 babe ibhola okanye nisiluze line out. Zizo zinto zithathe ilento energy yethu, but akho excuse, and babe more physical as ixesha lihamba yabo. So sithi akho umuntu nje singamblame ngaphandle kwethu, and but nabo badlale kahle sabanika bona, but nathi sibendle sabasaseke bhetere into ezincinci esiqhela uba good kuze namhlanje besingekho good kuze.
Unjani udlala
No, umboni umdlalo wami bongomkhulu omkhulu. benikwazi uklini breakdowns ngelo xesha ngalo sisebaleni obviously ndibethe kabuhlungu emlenzeni wam kwafuneke ndiphume emva koko but ityhala kwiscrum akho problem nila nazi and ndiyavuyela kumdlalo wam because uyakhula umdlalo wam ndiyakwazi udlala kwenye iposition and ndiyinjoyile kakhulu nangona awish uba bendihlele ebaleni ixesha elide ebaleni andikho sure ndizoyova emva komsa.
Can we have Hendrik en dan Kobus?
Rassie, Danny Brands, fantastische afrigter, uitstekende aanstelling, Bokke rugby het nodig, maar ek het amper op 'n stadium gevoel ons te min Rassie rugby gesien vanaand en te veel Danny rugby, bedoelende die Bokke ten alle koste aangeval en dalk met tyd te min geskop, het nooit gedink as laat vraag vra nie. En die rolmodelle gemis.
Ja, en de Tony was Afrikaans nee. De Tony was 100% in coaches box. Ons kick to racks is hopeloos te min. Tony was all over, yes boys, ons overplay. So dis definitief nie Tony se skuld dat ons so overplay het nie. Dit was meer die ouens het die hele tyd geleenthede aangesien, jy weet, so Australië is die harde defensive system, so jy voel die hele tyd iets is aan en dan skiet hy oor die lyn uit en so hy lê onderskep en dan ander Estrys is reg deur om te offload gee en gaan skoor hulle van binne hulle kwartlyn af, jy weet, dis klaar 14 punte. So nee, ek dink jy's glad nie verkeerd om te sê ons het geoverplay nie, maar Tony in die coaches box het gesê nee, ja, ons overplay totaal.
Rassie, hierdie span het 2 jaar terug by die wêreldbeker toernooi 'n manier gevind om met groot karakter in die wedstryd te wen. Is jy bekommerd dat ons dit nie vanaand gesien het?
Dit is lekker dat ons dit nie gesien het nie. Maar so af en toe, ek onthou daar was 'n game teen Argentinië, nie laas jaar nie, net voor die World Cup. En dit was een van ons grootste plakslae. Ek dink dit was 18 punte wat ons daar met 'n vol span gekry het en ons was nowhere in die game gewees. En so af en toe want jy die laaste ding wat ek gaan sê ons is nodig is so verloor. Maar daai verloor het jy net so bietjie laat besef, hoor jy so? Jy gaan nie altyd net 'n bietjie grind en bietjie dinkwerk vat nie. Dit vat flip en effort en dig diep. En ons het dit nog nie regtig nodig gehad in die laaste 5-6 games nie. So ek wil nie sê is 'n wake-up call nie, maar dis nie die eerste keer wat dit ons gebeur nie. Dit is die eerste keer, ek dink ons het 8 games van die ry nou gewen en hierdie een het ons 'n helse pak slag gekry. Dit is 'n groot pak slag wat ons gekry het. So dis nie lekker nie. Maar hoe gouer ons dit kan agter ons kry en weer terugkry wat ons die laaste 28 games gehad het, hoe beter. Maar ja, dis bekommer daaroor en dis nie lekker nie, maar ons sal vanaand gaan video's kyk tot ons ek weet nie wat nie. Tot die tweede bier my laat beter voel. En dan gaan ons planne kry.
Rassie, nou moet jy weet nou vanaand sê jy sonder bomskwad gaan.
Man, ons kon Handré 6 toe gespeel het, gevat het, maar toe Marco kry toe uit sy uit deur 'n meldkaart wat toe nie uit sy eie gehad nie, die meldkaart het geping, toe moet hy afgaan. Toe sê hy stamp op die knie. Toe kan ons vir Kwagga stuur en ons kan nie van Handré flank toe stuur hier, so ons is al so 6-2, so ons het so 'n bietjie 'n bomskwad plan gehad. En weer eens, ons moet ook nou maar aanvaar dat Boan en Asenati hulle het saam 3 toetse. Jy weet so hulle is nie heeltemal nog 'n bomskwad nie. Jy weet ons het Thomas de Tooy wat ou kan inbring. Jy weet ons het 'n Marnus wat ou kan inbring. Jan Hendrik en Nager speel. So daar was maar so 'n bietjie vir die ouens van die bank af. Dit was nie hierdie ervare manne wat weet hoe is dit om van die bomskwad af te speel nie. En wat dis ons werk om met hulle te leer of om dalk hulle nie vir die wolwe te gooi in so 'n pressure situasie in die laaste 20 minute nie. Dalk moes ons nie eers die bomskwad beginsel gebruik. Nie bomskwad nie, die reserves is 'n stelsel gebruik het, want Oxen Wilco het nie sleg gedoen tot op minuut 60. So dit was amper half ons wou die game so bietjie swaai, maar dis manne wat nog nie in daai situasie was nie, maar hulle staan nou 'n bietjie daai uit leer. Maar ons dalk gaan dan volgende week met die tradisionele 6-2 moet gaan.
Thank you guys. Australia's coming in now. Dankie Rassie.
Dankie julle.
Thank you so much.
We have 2 players on mixer. It's Jesse and Ox. That will be in the media center in about 10 to 15 minutes. No worries. A lot of time they have to
No worries.
doing a follow-up on that.
Brendan, are you coming to Durban? Brendan, are you coming to Durban?
No, I'm not going to get it.
But you can't see your friend then. But you can't see your friend then. Which friend? Argentina press conference.
I actually was in Argentina afterwards. Isn't it? No, I actually went to his rugby club. It was a good laugh. I thought it was quite fun. Frankie still took
I'm trying to do photos.
Yeah, you have to.
And it's not right.
Because they were right.
Did any Germans press your cards?
It's going to be a real thing.
And he was sick. He was like a chip. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't listen.
No, it's all right. I'll take one question. And ask you when you just
I remember reading it.
and afterwards,
Big zone is now. Guys, the big zone is starting now, so if you want to head down.
Oh, where's the...
Leader center.
That's my Afrikaans and then
Actually, I know what it is. So there's questions.
Change of momentum.
I've been working on the shoulders, eh? I've been working on the shoulders.
John, congratulations, a remarkable one.
Thanks, mate. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
You happy with the audio, Joe? Thanks all.
Joe, I know it's not about you personally, but I mean, such a remarkable one. Where does it rank for you or in the team? Just beating the Springboks at Ellis Park like that.
Yeah, it's got to rank really highly. I haven't spoken to the team that much. For me personally, last time I came here, I think we had a 26-10 lead at one stage and got absolutely swamped in the last quarter. So to come back as we did after being 22-0 down, and gee, the Springbok, when they get their game going, they are very, very hard to stop. And we probably got a little bit lucky. Even when Handré went down the left-hand touch a couple of times, one of the times just a loose ball, and Tom Wright went 70 metres and scored at the other end. So we're realistic about how we had to hang in there, but I'm really proud of the way we did hang in there. And part of that was Fraser getting over ball, and part of it was just the determination to defend our line once we got into the game.
Sorry. Can I go? I mean, that starts. I mean, teams generally don't come back, but you showed this in the Lion series as well. I guess the first half of the first test was your worst half, and then the rest of the series, you could probably say you guys are the better team. It felt like a microcosm of the Lion series in this game. This team's got a lot of resilience. What's that come from?
Yeah, I think they're actually quite a tight group. They get on very well together, and spending the week over here in Johannesburg, we've been really looked after superbly by St. Stithians. They've been superb, so training there and just giving the players the chance to gel together, and I thought that real collective resilience was evident today, and we're going to need it going forward. I certainly know that.
Thanks, mate.
Joe, could you just give us an injury update from all the injuries from today's game, and will you be making an SOS call back to Australia? Yeah,
possibly. Dylan Peach, his jaw came off second best to see his shoulder, and he looks like he's either badly bruised it or potentially fractured it. So Peachy, we will find out. He's got scans either this evening or tomorrow morning. Harry Wilson is a little bit more promising. He just hurt that knee a little bit awkwardly when he got that second try. So, he will hopefully be okay for next week. And if we do look for an SOS, then it'll probably be for a back three player if Dylan Peach isn't 100%.
Joe, congrats on a fantastic win. It was certainly remarkable. Your team's discipline, especially in that second half, was exceptional. I think only 4 penalties in the entire game, only 1 in the second half, and 13 Bokke 22 entries in the whole game. The breakdown was the key to your guys' success, and especially Fraser over there. Maybe just chat a bit about the breakdown, how you guys targeted the net.
Yeah, I think it maybe started at line-out. We managed to steal 1 or 2 and then upset 1 or 2. So when those entries came, we managed to get it at source a couple of times, and then, to be honest, as well as Fraser did and the other players did, we were probably a little bit lucky because, Peter Steff at one stage just went to pick and go and he just knocked it on, and there was a couple of errors, uncharacteristic errors from the Springbok, where I think next week if they pick and go there, and he's such a powerful athletic man that he will be a handful. So it was probably a mix of us and a little bit of inaccuracy from the Springbok, because when they were accurate, you saw that first 20 minutes. I just saw wave after wave, and even that very first try was impressive.
Fraser, just talk us through Swahili's. I saw him today. I know beforehand I heard about his routine, warm-up routine, but if you can just talk us through how he goes about his routine.
Yeah, Sue's a very professional guy. He likes to wake up early, do a stretching, get mentally right, and thought he was outstanding tonight. He brought some big collisions, some big moments. He was outstanding.
Fraser, I'm curious what was being said in the huddle at 22-0 down and this wave that was coming, and you clearly didn't lose belief because of what we saw later, but how do you not lose belief in that moment? What were you guys saying to each other under the pop?
I think it was just about stepping into contact. Like Joe said, the Boks were outstanding when they had a bit of a flow. We were lucky in that last 20 seconds in that first half to get that ball back, so it went 22-5. Then we came into sheds, got a great message from Joe and from Laurie, and it was just honestly about stepping up and getting into that contact and winning the collisions. And I think the group responded really well, and I thought Harry Wilson was outstanding. He, in the first 2 minutes, took the game on as captain and led from the front.
Hi Fraser, I wonder if you could just talk to me through, I wonder if you guys felt throughout that you've been written off in the week leading up to this match, and how you guys kept your confidence in beating a world champion team at a venue where you guys also have history against you.
Yeah, it was pretty special, but to be 22-5 at half time with some dominant contacts going against us, it was a bit tricky out there. Responded really well to our leaders, bringing us in together, and we just backed our game plan. We came in at half time, had a great game plan, and we're able to produce some great footy in that second half. And I think Joe's been big on fundamentals and not dying on our feet. We want to go out there and we want to play an attacking style of football, and that's what we did right up until the 80th minute. Rabs putting in that kick to get a 50-22 just shows sort of his outstanding rugby IQ, and I thought it was a great game from everyone.
Just here. Congratulations guys on a really special win. Joe, there's always a lot of talk about altitude at Ellis Park, but it's undeniable that you guys finished a lot stronger in that game. Do you feel that the Wallabies managed the game a bit better? Do you feel like maybe the Springboks, that unbelievable first 20 maybe shot their bolt a bit?
Yeah, it's funny. I've coached enough teams because I'm really old, and I've had teams who get I wouldn't say it was a soft start, but they got a very, very rapid start. And it can sometimes just cause a bit of a lapse in effort and concentration. And I think they just gave us a little bit of belief. I think we won the second quarter 5-0. And so we had a little win there, and that gives a little bit of confidence. And again, I thought our bench did really well. Coming off, young Zane Nongor, he's just a kid. Angus Bell was very physical. Again, Jeremy Williams did well, and he'd done a super job coming on in the third test against the British and Irish Lions as well. Tate McDermott, he came on as a winger, he came off, he went back on as a halfback and did a super job. And so did Andrew Callaway. Just he's got a really good rugby IQ as well, Kells, and so yeah, I thought that management and that effort was that they combined to keep us probably not always on the front foot. Like the reality is, the Bokke, they still got us a few times, particularly on reverse plays where they bring us to the middle of the field and sweep back, and we were only just hanging on. There was a couple of fantastic, desperate tackles where guys were diving just to get a foot or get a half a jersey. There's one where Max Jorgensen just gets a jersey. And so we're realistic about just how good they are, and sometimes you just get a little bit of luck.
Joe, did changing the team twice disrupt the preparation in any way? Because I mean, on Thursday, before the team announcement, obviously there was an injury and then team announcement, and again on captain's run and another change in the match day 23. Was there any disruptions whatsoever?
Yeah, a little bit. But Tane stepped in really well. You know, it was his birthday today. He didn't get on, but when you're the last sub, that sometimes happens. You don't get to finish the game because if we put someone on and there's an injury, you just get yourself into trouble. So we were just trying to manage the back end of the game, and James O'Connor he just grew into the game. I thought he got a little bit rattled in that first 20 minutes just with the heat that the Bokke brought, but as the longer the game went on, I felt he started to manage it really well. You know, the rest of the bench was really effective as I described.
Joe, this is just from a distance. We've been looking at Australian rugby, Wallaby rugby for the last few years from here. A little concerned that maybe rugby's battling there. But the last two performances in particular, I mean, it can change that quickly. Do you think these two performances will change perception of Wallaby rugby, not only globally but at home?
You've got to earn that every time you go out. You know, I know with my experiences with Ireland, you know, every time we went out, we had to be really competitive every time. And so, you know, I still think we're building our depth and our strength and depth, and we're building our game shape and our commitment to what we need to deliver each time. But they're a great bunch of young men, and their effort, their ability to roll their sleeves up and earn it, I think, you know, they deserve the support that we got in that third test at home, particularly. You know, hard to come this far around the globe and get the same level of support. I didn't see too much gold there, but you know, hopefully from home in Australia, there was some really good support, and people were hanging on through to 1 a.m. or whatever it was in Australia to watch that performance.
Joe, congrats on the victory. We've seen in the past the Boks, when they're favourites, they don't perform at the best, but when they are underdogs, they tend to play way better than So, do you expect a backlash from them next week?
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't think it'd even be a backlash. Like that game was probably closer than the score dictates, in that we scored a couple of tries when they looked very dangerous, and we got them on the break. You know, Joseph Suali is a good example. You know, they actually had numbers on the edge and his intercept and he got away. As I mentioned earlier, Andre up the left-hand touch, and then Tom Wright grabs it and ends up running 70 metres. So the reality for us is we know we were under pressure, and we know that pressure's coming. And you know, I've coached against the Bokke with a few other international teams and come out second, so I know whether they're favourites or not, they're a heck of a team.
Anything further? Just a quick question on the warm-up. It just looked really intense watching you warm up. Obviously we don't see you every week, so is that the normal? It looked like there was a lot of contact in the warm-up. Was it different today?
No. Our warm-up is quite tight, time-wise, but there is, you know, we've got to make sure we're ready. And there's no team you need to be readier for than South Africa for the contact. And to be fair, you know, for all our warm-up, it didn't translate into that first 20 minutes overly well. So, you know, maybe we got to warm up a little bit harder or longer or something. But we always look at all those things, and we've got a really good leadership group who will kind of break things down and let us know how they felt going into the game and then in that first quarter, and see if we need to just recalibrate a couple of things.
Thanks all, appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
Thanks all, appreciate it. Thanks for see you in Cape Town. Thank you very much.
No, Cape Town.